Alright, so today I'm going to share with you my HTPC build. Just pretend I'm holding it right now because I am not going to go and unhook it. What's up everybody, XPG the Great. I hope you're having a super beautiful day. And if you're new here, I do videos just like this as well as ADHD tips. So if that sounds like your jam, consider subscribing. And to all my returning subscribers, what's up fam? Welcome back. Alright, so today I want to share with you my HTPC build. I did this build a while back, I think it was around the holidays, and just hadn't gotten around to sharing it with you all, but I'm going to share it with you right now. So we're going to go over the specs, the parts that I picked out, go over a little build montage, and then let you know how it's performing and how I like it thus far. Now, to start off, to do an HTPC build, I wanted to get a really cool case that blended in with my entertainment system. Now, if you checked out my video on my HP sleeper build, I'll link it like right up here somewhere. It's pretty much the same system, but I did make a few upgrades when I put it into a new case. Little did I know I should have did the measurements. I got it and it didn't fit. So I had to get a little creative and put it on the side, and I think it's looking actually pretty good the way I have it set up now, but I really wanted it in that entertainment system. Really wanted it in there. But still looking good. It's a Silverstone GD09. The reason why I like it is because it kind of looks like a home entertainment receiver, so it blends in. First time building in a case like this, and as you can see when I share the build montage, it was a little bit of a pain building in this case. I will go on record as saying I will never do a build in this case again, unless like a friend or a family member was like begging me, please build me one in this case. I ain't having anything else to do with this case because it was a nightmare building it. Now, let's go over the parts. The first thing I chose was the Ryzen 5 1600AF. You cannot beat this thing for $85. And pretty much what I tagged it is the Ryzen 5 2500X because the performance is just slightly under a Ryzen 5 2600, and it's on that 12 nanometer lithography. So you get a lot of bang for your buck for only $85. Now, fun fact about this processor, I was the first person to do a review on it on YouTube. You can check out the video right up here. Another fun fact, out of all the videos out there you can find, mine probably has the least amount of views. It's all good because Steve over at Gamers Nexus, I think he was the second person to do a video on it. That guy's amazing. He went really in depth about this processor and what it can do. And I highly recommend that you check out his video because he'll give you all the details to let you know why this is a steal. It was so much of a steal that it's so nice, I had to buy it twice. This is actually an extra one that I picked up for $85. You just can't beat that. I'm just gonna save it for like a future build. Maybe a Ryzen Tosh? The motherboard that I chose was the ASRock B450R4. It was, I think I'm showing it here, it's listed at $64.99 right now. I bought it for $59.99 when I picked it up. Pretty decent motherboard. You can overclock on it. I highly suggest that you think twice, maybe. I mean, you can do it, but I would just tread lightly on your overclocks because one thing about this motherboard, it only has 4-pin power for the CPU rather than your standard like 8-pin. So I haven't overclocked my Ryzen 5 1600AF for that reason. I played around with it, but I just wouldn't recommend it. Only 2 DIMM slots, but I threw in 16 gigabytes of XPG RAM that came out of Baby Blue before I upgraded it to the Oyunkey RAM. This RAM is pretty good. I think it's discontinued, but it's still pretty good and it performs well. I got it overclocked just using the XMP profiles. I think I have it up to like 3166 megahertz, so almost 3200. Caslink C16, well-performing RAM. And for some reason, when you can't find it, it's like priced like really high. I think it's sought after RAM maybe because it's easy to overclock it. But now let's talk about the storage that I chose. The storage that I went with was my Oyunkey SSD, 240 gigabytes. And I did a review on it. I'll link it right up here. And I paired it with a 3 terabyte Hitachi hard drive that I had lying around. And I used AMD Store MI to make my own Fusion drive. I did this using it as the boot drive, which was dumb because I didn't realize that Windows doesn't allow you to have a boot drive larger than 2 terabytes. So when I did the Fusion, I lost a terabyte of storage. So just think about that if you're going to be using Store MI. Don't use anything higher than a 2 terabyte hard drive, and don't use anything higher than, I would say, probably like a 120 gigabyte SSD. But it's all good. I like it anyway because I also paired it with a 2 terabyte SSHD by Seagate. It's a 2.5 inch model I bought during Black Friday. It was only like 60 bucks. That's where I store all of my games, and it's slow as you know what when you're downloading games onto it. But once you get the games on there, the way SSHD works is the things that you use the most, in my case games, the games that I play the most, will actually load a little bit faster than they would if it was on a standard HDD. I also picked up a PM961 Samsung NVMe. These are OEM models that can be found all over eBay, and Amazon I think has a couple too. Picked it up for like 30 bucks. 256 gigabyte, has 1300 read and 300 write. Yeah, the write is pathetic, but the read is pretty good, and what I use this for is the games that I play the most often. I also picked up another SSHD. I'm gonna do a video on that, by the way, because a lot of people give SSHDs a hard time. Depending on how you use them, I think they're perfect, to be perfectly honest with you. I picked up another one, 4 terabyte, put it in an external enclosure, so I'll be able to store more games on there once I fill up my 2 terabyte SSHD and maybe my Plex library. Throw it on there because right now I have it on the boot drive. So I picked that up. It was roughly about $80 on eBay. Your pricing may vary. You just have to check eBay and see what you can find. And then the power supply is a 500 watt bronze certified EVGA power supply. 500 watts is more than enough, I think, for this system. And I almost forgot to mention, I do have a MSI Armor RX570 8GB GPU. And I got that thing for like $105, which is dirt cheap. Sometimes I get lucky and go on eBay and find them for like roughly $100. It's like few and far between, you just have to shop around, but I think it's performing well for what I'm using it for. Now, the whole reason why I built this HTPC is because I wanted something that I could have my Plex library on so I can watch my movies, my TV shows, and do some occasional gaming. And I actually found myself gaming on this thing a lot more than I thought I would be. I mean, Baby Blue is like way stronger than the HTPC, but I don't know, I just kind of like been digging playing games on a 65-inch TV. I want to show you the building process on what it was like to build in that Silverstone case, because like I said, it wasn't fun. So check out this little montage. So as I mentioned, building in this thing was like up big PETA. I mean, I don't know if it's because it was my first time building in an HTPC case, but it was not a fun experience. I think that entire build took me like 2.5 hours, and it really doesn't take me that long to build a computer. It's just, I don't know, that thing was a beast. And as far as cable management, horrible. The cable management is horrible in that thing. I can deal with it because you can't see it, but it's not good at all. And I don't know if the airflow is being affected by that. I can guess that maybe it would. And I do have some fans in there. I have 2 of my up here 1200 RPM fans as intake, and then I have that old Dark Storm fan with the dual propellers as the exhaust. But that Ryzen 5 1600AF sits at idle 40 degrees, which is, I think is high. I think it's pretty high for idle. It shouldn't really be sitting that high, and I think it has everything to do with the case and then the poor cable management within the case. But the good news is it's not throttling when I'm playing games or even benchmarking it. It's staying like at around 60 degrees. So that's nowhere near the cap of 95 degrees that Ryzen chips have. Now, as far as the gaming is concerned, I think the gaming is pretty adequate on this system. I want to share the benchmarks with you right now that I got and some of the favorite games that I play. And I'll wrap this up by telling you what I think about it as a gaming rig. Okay, now as you can see from that footage, the gaming on it is, I think, in my opinion, pretty decent for a Ryzen 5 1600AF paired with a RX 570 8GB. I was kicking around the idea of maybe replacing that GPU with something like a 1650 Super or a 1660 Super, and I was even thinking about maybe even picking up another 2060 Super and throwing it in there. But in all honesty, I think that the novelty is probably going to wear off with me liking to play games on my big screen TV, and I want to go back to gaming on baby blue, so I don't want to waste any money. From the stats, I think for an average gamer who just likes to game for fun and is not really doing it for like competition or takes it super seriously, I think the numbers that I'm getting is pretty respectable. So with that being said, there will be no upgrade in the future. I think pairing a Ryzen 5 1600AF with RX 570 8GB or maybe even a 4GB is a match made in budget heaven. You're talking about, in my case, $185. You cannot beat that. Okay, so that is it. That is my HTPC build. I'll leave a link in the description down below of all the parts that I used for this build. It came out to roughly $690. You really don't have to spend that much on an HTPC. The only reason why mine was that expensive because I went a little crazy on storage. And to be honest with you, you don't really need a GPU if you're just going to be using it to watch movies and TV shows and things of that nature, browse the web. But I invested a little bit more money because I do want to occasionally game on it, which I have been doing and been having a lot of fun with my Xbox 360 controller. Leave me alone. I can't use the keyboard. I can't. If you like this video, do me a favor and give it a big old thumbs up. If you hated it, you can give it a thumbs down. But no matter what you do, don't forget to click that subscribe button and click the bell right next to it so you'll be notified every time I upload new videos. And a little message to my subscribers out there. I want to apologize because like my videos have been like all over the place as of late. I know that some of you may have subscribed for my ADHD videos. Some might have subscribed for my tech videos and some might have subscribed for both. And I go through this period of where I'm uploading a slew of tech videos and then one ADHD video. But then I'll go through this phase where I'm throwing up a bunch of ADHD videos and maybe one tech video. And it's very inconsistent, and I can tell because out of all the subscribers that I have, like my views have been like pretty low, and I accredit that to not being consistent. So I want to apologize for that. Bear with me with these times that we're going through right now. I have a lot of free time on my hands, so I just been cranking out videos every time I think of them. That's going to be the case right now, but when things get back to normal, and hopefully they do get back to normal soon, I'm going to try and be more consistent and be on the schedule and upload an ADHD video and a tech video a week. So 2 videos per week, so stay tuned. So until then, outie. 5000 G. What's up, everybody? Oops. On.